I really am delighted and honored to introduce one of my favorite Hebrew poets, Amir's and Veret's too, I suppose, Zali Gurevitch, who also happens to be a professor emeritus of anthropology at the Hebrew University in Jerusalem, a thinker and scholar in the utopian sense of the term, incurably curious, independent, an experimentalist in a profound yet funny and playful way. These qualities are to be found in both his essayistic work and his poetry. When Zali speaks, even over coffee, I'm always driven to optimism by his combinations of what is funny and what is beautiful. His essays and books in Hebrew includes Al Hamakom, where Hamakom means in Hebrew both the place and God, one of the most quoted articles in the small yet vivid arena of the humanities in Israel, a book on Kohelet, this is a tough word, Ecclesiastes. Wow. A book on Song of Songs, and a book called Sicha, a conversation on the essence of conversation, Dibur. In the context of Professor Perloff's talk, I would like to add here that Zali's phrase, getting out of the trip of the self, it's לצאת מן הטרנס של האני, getting out of the trip of the self, was definitely a milestone in the history of Hebrew poetry and criticism as an alternative possibility to the mainstream poetics in Israel. Zali also translated English poetry. He translated an entire book of poems by John Ashbery and poems by Charles Olson and Yeats. He also translated from French Francis Ponge, and some of his own work was translated to English. Zali Gurevitch has many interests and talents, but he chose to be, first and foremost, a Hebrew poet. In his poetry, he doesn't place himself as a representative of Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, or even the Hebrew language. However, they are always his point of origin, the concept before all concepts. The loyalties for beginnings, for the problem of origin, of the root in the pre-Socratic way, including the linguistic root, are at the heart of his work. The insistence and exploration of the essential, while offering an open invitation for any reader to participate in the game of finding new ways to start all over again and again, from one beginning to the next, characterize all of the 10 books of poetry Zali Gurevitch published so far. So let's begin from the beginning. Please welcome Zali Gurevitch.